Hello. It's us, ACNH Fringe. And by us, I mean this is Tiara, who usually does the solo streams. Welcome. It's been a week since our big Fringe Gala. So we're just gonna like catch up and talk about what we did, how we did it. Yeah, a little gentle stream. Feel free to say hi if you're here. There's no special event today, except for Kick Insiders here, but it'd be too early to do a request. But we could chill. We could just chill. Yeah. So 1 week ago, we made history. But first, let's Isabel's house. Hello. It's December. Yes. Santa. Yay. Oh, ring ring. Where's my phone ringing all of a sudden? Oh, yes, I did a whole bunch of like shopping. Not shopping. I sold off a bunch of random things for free friends, and I guess they only just got paid in now. Got mail. Oops. Got mail. I haven't checked. What's in the post box? Luna. Yes, because I did a update. And then, something's from up there. Alright, that's those great room. It's the room was the first floor back room. Oh, as in our little like secret hideout. As I did a song I sang for you in my show the other day. I hope life will feel fresh to you just right. And the other day, he means our Fringe Gala stream, which, as I said, we made history exactly 1 week ago, where we, for the first time, ran an entire Fringe Festival on Animal Crossing, and possibly on any video game, really. Like, there was a journalist asking us about it. Oh, what's it? Oh, I wouldn't costume. I was like, I mean, I'm sure Bubblegum KK because someone requested it. You idiot. The sound was like, my journalist was asking, do you know of any other events or festivals that are face-to-face with video games? Like, there was a Minecraft like gallery tour during Melbourne Fringe, but not like an entire. I feel like if anyone's gonna have like a festival, it would be somewhere like Second Life, you know, like kind of like social-esque game. Oh my goodness. Kind of a social-esque game. Outfit. That lends itself to that kind of thing. Oh. No, we might do decorate someday. Oh, this is very mom's apron. But yeah, definitely not Animal Crossing as far as I know. Because oh, it looks so cute. Here. So this is what happens behind the scenes. Like a few people have seen this. On the other streams, but on the stream. This is actually where a lot of the things happen. Not that outside of this. Yeah. I don't think any of the early games would have lent themselves to being like, you know, suited for that, you know? Because one of the biggest reasons we were able to do this at all is because of like the online social aspects of this, where you can visit each other. And you know, first started with this Nintendo Switch Online app, which apparently they've included the Switch now, so you can get photos easily. And then you move from there. So I guess, you know, I'll keep the apron on. Let's give you some pants. That goes green. I'm not a big fan of green, but this isn't me. So you can wear this as green shorts. You can see this character kind of just ended up with blue. Red, nah. This is a bit clashy. I don't want to be too samey either, you know. Yeah, let's just do this kind of like green or hat. That's why I got green and red in there. Some glasses, shall we? That's what is shell specs. Why not? It looks like a nice warm day out, so maybe let's not worry about this. Brighter shoes. Taking a mom vibe. Bag, keep it casual. There you go. So this is what happens. So this is where everything happens. We've got Luna's bed to dream. So sort of what is the wardrobe? Easy to change clothes in. Like a mirror to change my appearance. You could have seen that probably with my secondary character, well, my personal one, who did like a lot of appearance changing. Oh, Maze, sometimes you've seen Maze do it. This hi-fi lets us plug in any KK songs we get, but we've got them all, so you don't need it. Yeah, I think he's only picking on that because I've got the DIYs back there that I had to dump on the fly. Oops, no. Doors back. So, yeah. Haven't really like checked in to this since basically took the week off. Hello. I took the week off. I said like you took the next day off to decompress. And oh my god, there's so many shoes. You know what I got? I got myself as a treat a gaming console. I have gone from most of my life not really having a console. Like the only one I ever had was a Dreamcast, and this was just before they stopped making things for the Dreamcast. It's like about this is like to now I have like I guess just about every like major game company represented. I started out with an Xbox a couple of years ago, which in retrospect wasn't very wise because no one it is fell. We only see for 4 days per week. So yeah, we'll see. And then I got a personal Switch Lite, which is how I got the Animal Crossing. Hello. Have you like updated the I've been good. I've been rested. Yeah, so I got a Switch Lite earlier this year out of quarantine because I was just so desperate to see what everyone's talking about Animal Crossing, and which led to this shenanigans with a dedicated Switch brought to you by Joe Buffy. And then I'd been wanting a PlayStation 4 for a while, and like I thought, I decided against the first time because Xbox was a bit cheaper, but probably should run the PlayStation to start. But I said that if ACNH Fringe goes off, well, I'll reward myself. That's exactly what I did. So that's what I did. On Sunday, I picked up the PlayStation. And the only reason, really, I got a PlayStation 4 is because my best friend, Bradley Storer, who you would have seen at the Fringe Gala stream twice. He was the host of the Secret House, and he also was the closing out for a variety show. Hey. Ha! Should have moved for colors. He's a big persona. He has a PlayStation, and he is a massive. Sorry, I don't mean to whack you. What whole week? Literally, yes. So I was like, it keeps telling me about this game, right? And especially about Morgana, it's like one of the characters that it's like, Morgana reminds me of you. Bunch of treats. You went to sit in this. Of course, he tells me Morgana reminds me of me, and then to inform the not molesting. They to inform which is especially vital information because I am a crazy cat lady. But I am an unfortunate crazy cat lady as I will be part of the question. Because I am allergic to cats. It's legit the most. Ah, summer shells! Forget it's spider for some reason. I hate a shark. So I got that, and that's actually what I've been playing this whole time. I've just been doing like this. I'm really into it. I was a bit worried that it would be like a bad recommendation. I've been getting into it. I've also been playing, like even before, playing Okami, which is another like Japanese RPG, but it's like not as Japanese as it is in Japan. Like, you know, Nintendo Animal Crossing is Japanese by definition. It's not, aside from like some patches here and there, it's not like super Japanese, you know. Whereas Okami is like 100% based on traditional Japanese culture and lore and mythology. So I've just been playing that a lot. Yeah, so just be cycling between Persona 5 and Okami on my Switch, right? That's what I've been doing with my time for the past week. Has been that and then the occasional thank yous. Yeah, there's been some admin things. So here's where like sort of the future talk comes in, right? Because I am committed to paying all our artists and our crew, which includes Maze, because Maze is awesome and really the only reason this exists. The only reason I am able to really pay everyone is because I got accepted to a program. Oh, am I? Oh, I can do it too. With Tiara Australia for Power Play. Which is for like the conceit is that it's for like emerging arts leaders in the performing arts and theater. Although, you know, I asked like, is there a specific aim? Because it's structured like a 6-month professional development. Like, do you have a specific aim for this? Well, we just really wanted to do this. You know, it was basically like a bunch of people who'd been on their radar for a while. And they were like, you guys do a lot of work and you often get underappreciated or underpaid. Is there a way you can help with that? And so they gave us money. And that money, like, it's meant to be like a living wage in a way, you know, like not much, but it's meant to be like for your time. But it's like, you know, I want to use this as an opportunity to pay for the artists. So a lot of the money is going towards the artists. And even with calculating everything, I'll explain what the deal is with all these items in a second. We still have a little bit left over, which I want to invest in a future run of ACNH Fringe. Because look, we have this entire island set up, right? We've got the tech set up. We've done one round of like the big 12-hour stream and also like all of the promo live streams leading up to it. It'll be a shame if it stops here. You know, like, oh, this is the one thing we do, and now I have this like the Switch sitting around doing nothing. It would be cool to do it again, and yeah, sure, I could do it like oh, hang on, the characters don't wear pads. Pads are useless for them. Hi, my sound. How's it going? Yeah, we're just talking about what to do with our time. Yeah, so we have this entire infrastructure set up, right? And now that we have the base cost down, you know, like I don't have to buy a third Switch to do another festival. You know, I don't have to buy a third copy of the game. We could easily do this. The main thing we need to cover is people's time. And so, like, I kind of have maybe enough to pay Maze again, I guess, but everyone, I still need to get more support. The thing is, it'll be true you are. Yay! Okay, so at least I was interested. Yeah, you know, like audience retention and everything. So I guess my question is, how? So one possible option is Midsummer, which is a big LGBT, like it's basically a Melbourne Pride, you know. And the reason I'm picking all of this, by the way, is because I want to give gifts to my villagers. I never gift them anything. They need gifts. They're being very, very abandoned by me. Oh, Nightbot. Maze needs to get here and help turn off Nightbot because the art is fun, which is the thing we're talking about here, incidentally. No option to do that now, because Melbourne Fringe is over. But if you want to contribute directly, talk to me. We can work something out. Yeah, so all the proceeds will be split evenly between all the ads. So that's on top of like the TNA money. Yeah, so it's a question of what next, when to do this next. Like, you know, we have mid between. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Maze can change it. I can't change it. How? What was I saying? Yeah, so Midsummer is happening like mid-year. It's normally around like early half the year because of COVID. They've moved it to later. So we'd been in talks with them even before Fringe started about doing this again, and they were interested. So I just need to work out when to register. Well, I thought I had to register by next week, and that's if you want to get to the like the printed program. But otherwise, we have till March, so I've got time. Sydney Mardi Gras was keen, but it's another one of those like, you know, we have a lot of this where it's like, oh yeah, you know, you can always register to do the thing, which is kind of what open access festivals do. Like, there's no curatorial thing where it's like, oh, you know, you have to apply and then maybe we'll let you do it. But it does mean that the financial outlay is on us, you know, and that's sort of my main concern. Like, time, especially for something so far ahead. But B, I still want to pay the other. I still want to pay Maze. I know Maze is gonna give me like shit for this, but I don't mind not really paying myself if it means like other people can get paid first, you know. And the one thing we do have is that now, because of the Twitch, because of the big Fringe Gala stream we did, we are affiliates now. Which means you can subscribe to us now. You know, if you're on Twitch, you can subscribe and give us a little bit of money. I have to wait till it's at least like what, 100 USD before we'll get a set of it. But I haven't worked out what you get for subscribing aside from good vibes. But that's the thing you can do now. So yeah, that's the main question. Like, where do we get the money to pay the artists? And one thing I was so worried about, and which has surprised, thankfully, but also surprisingly not happened, is anything like that. Because I was seeing like certain things coming up, and Nintendo's gonna come and like shut us down. And I even like right after we finished the 12-hour stream, oh, Ben's saying something, that I downloaded it. Yeah, I thank you, but it's more a question of like paying now versus future investment, you know. Where have I been? Well, I tell you. Oh right, no, Nintendo, right? Yeah, they are so protective of their IP, and like, I was so convinced that it will be taken down in 5 seconds. So that's why right after the Gala stream ended, I downloaded from YouTube the archive of our show just in case. And also, you know, I wanna like at one point, now that you can see, I want to shoot a leopard teeth. Oh, my bad. The game audio is louder than your voice. Oh, is it? Thanks for letting me know. I'll fix that. See, this stream is like the first time someone tells me, oh, it's very good. I will fix that. This is the first time, the stream's the first time someone's telling me I'm too quiet. Like, maybe I'm like, can you give me more sound? Like, how? In what universe? Normally I'm too loud. Is that better? Masa, because he's the only one really paying attention to me. So yeah, Katie, who's been our marketing mentor, suggested that I could reach out to Nintendo after the fact, not before the fact, because it gets in trouble. Say with showing what we did. I said, hey, look at what we came up with. Is there a creative like partnership program we could join up? Yes, I'll give you something because I'm oddly generous. And that's an option, but I don't know if that necessarily means a ribbon. Oh my god! Ah, it's so cute. I don't know what that means necessarily. Like, is it like, do they actually give you money? Because that's the important bit. Like, they might be like, oh, you can give you like game codes to review. I'm like, great, but we are like Animal Crossing Fringe, not like literally every other game Fringe, you know? Like, all I really care about is paying my artists for their time, you know, and paying like other people too. Like, we were about to like hire someone to edit the videos, and then the timing just wasn't working out, so that is not happening. So I have like 12 hours of footage to try and sift through and edit. And also shout out to Masan, by the way, because they've gone out of the way to clip a bunch of things on Twitch, which is great. Now I just do YouTube. And like with the pre-records, right? You got like Bradley's Secret House thing, Nemesis's art museum tour, Jenny's fashion show, what other thing? That was pre-record. Oh, Silica Story. It is? It's been that much. Aww. I'm hyped to see what you do next! We were just talking about that, Julian. Oh. Aww. What are you doing? We're doing the napping. That's what it is. So, yeah. I don't know. Inspired outdoor content by me. Wow. Wow, the characters in this game are very aware of what we're trying to do here. That is, cut. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, check out the replays. Twitch will only let us spin them up for about 2 weeks max. But if you head to YouTube, yes, you'd buy toys. By the way, because it's December, I'll probably do a toy day stream this day for Christmas, because no one is gonna watch the internet on Christmas Eve. But yeah, will Nintendo give us money? I just like just let us pay our artists. That's all I want. And trying to find grant funding for something like this is tricky. Firstly, because something like this is just notoriously hard to fund. You know, it's like, it's not quite performance art, it's not quite games, like film, somewhere like Film Victoria, or which normally covers like funding for games. They fund like games being made. They don't necessarily fund like looks at you home on Christmas. Yeah, I mean there is that, but like there's home at Christmas, and then there's people who are gonna spend their time at home doing what on Christmas Day. So you know, like there's no funding for like, we're doing an experimental thing with games. Whereas you talk about places like the Australia Council, for example, there's you have to wait a long time. It's super competitive, and they still don't understand games. Yeah, right. Like even not games. You know, I applied for a thing with Odyssey Works some time ago, which was, it's like this arts collective that what do? They do like kind of very intense experiential performances, but it's directed to one person. And they were doing a workshop where you could learn like kind of the skills, and I kind of said like, hey, I kind of want to do like an ARG thing for this, for ACNH Fringe, and I think some of the skills would be useful, and also I just really love your work. And they thought it was like a company sponsored thing, and so they rejected me, and I'm just like, no, we're not getting a cent from Nintendo, we're doing this on our own accord. It's more like a fan project and using this as a platform But then, you know, by the time I protested it, they're like, well, it's full already. So you have this kind of dilemma where it's like the corporate side, in this case Nintendo, is reluctant to fund something like this because, oh, it's our IP, blah. But then literally everybody else, it's like, oh, well, it's Nintendo, therefore Nintendo is giving you the money, therefore this is, you know, official Nintendo stuff. Why are you asking us for cash? Which is frustrating. So let me even give cup of Jesus. Ah, you, oh, it suits you. A bidet. What are you hinting, Tutu? What are you hinting? So yeah, that's kind of the like oh, what are you hinting at? Yeah, right. And I think it's just a thing with like people who do essentially fan projects. Goya bear shirt. Because no one understands transformational use. Like this thing is like either you are endorsed by whatever other agency this is, or I like this one, or you're just like some insignificant project and why should anyone care about it? There is no in between with these two, you know? Back to it. Is her name Sable? Yeah, so we don't get to catch up with her a lot on here. But yeah, her name's Sable. Sable, Mabel's the blue one. And Label, or Label, is the one that shows up every fortnight asking for fashion tips. So yeah, so that's a dilemma. If anyone has any smart ideas on how to do this. Because that's the other trouble with something like this, right? It's like, because no one else has really done anything quite like this. And it's Asami. I wonder what Asami means. There isn't a precedent you could set. And it's just weird for things like, you know, so many funding ones are like, oh, we want to fund something new, innovative, but not so new that we don't understand what's going on. Kinuyo. They don't rhyme. But you can't be too new. But they also don't really fund repeats. You know, like I had my previous big project. It's actually going to be another factor in us working out. We're going to do this again a lot. As Queer Lady Magician, which is a stage magic and storytelling show, and we got rejected from pretty much every grant to do it. Like the only reason we ever did it was because we got accepted for Women Circus, a mentorship program that had some seed funding, and we also did like a fundraising show. And that project grew. Like it debuted in Melbourne Fringe 2 years ago, and it had a midsummer run last year. It toured the US earlier this year before things had to be cut halfway because of COVID. But trying to find funding for the second run was even more impossible than the first run because it was a remount. It was something we were already doing, and like funding was like, we don't do it again. Like, yeah, we did it the first time despite any of y'all, but it would be more useful if you could pay us, you know? So yeah, it's pretty tricky. If it wasn't for TNA money, I think I'd have just gone on a bit batty trying to get funding. And I can't exactly ask TNA for like second round, it's maybe more. I don't think it would be fair for everyone, and that's the funding they got, you know. So yeah, so that's a dilemma. In that, yeah, we have a piano boardwalk thing. Have you not seen it in like our other streams before? That's interesting. So if you're watching this and you have any like good ideas on where we can get artist funding, I would appreciate that. And like, you know, we've got like some interest now. Not in terms of people who give us money, because at least that was the thing. But what is that? Is that a fish? What fish was a bug? It's a bug. No, run away. Oh no, it is. I think I have, but I still just don't like. What are you? Yeah, we had there was a tour ready meeting the Melbourne Fringe hosted, and like I got to pitch this to a couple of festivals in New Zealand, and they were curious. I got a diving beetle. Ooh, I've never seen one of you before. We talked to Malthouse. There's another diving beetle. We talked to Malthouse about it, which is like a theater company venue here in Melbourne. They were curious. Like I just mostly pitched us like, hey, you were thinking about doing something digital. We're happy to talk to you about how we did it. Like I did think about GDC doing a talk at GDC, but that's not funding for our project. That's just like showing off the project. Oh, we missed a bug. So yeah, how to money. That's really the main thing. That and okay, so the other thing is timing. And the reason I brought up Queer Lady Magician to start with is because what are you? A surgeon fish. It's because I got accepted for a thing on Women's Circus. Well, not I got accepted. Women's Circus got accepted for a thing. So it's a commission with Arts Centre Melbourne, which is like one of the bigger arts venues here. I think like it's government run. And Metro Tunnels, which, as the name suggests, is the agency or company building the railway tunnels here because they're doing upgrades. And so they put out a commission earlier, like a few months ago, for disabled artists to do something related to the theme of momentum. Yeah, and so I got included as part of that project, and Women's Circus got the commission, which means we'll be doing something for that commission. I don't know what yet. We're gonna have a meeting next week to talk about what our plans are. But I do know that in my end, I got brought to stage magic, which would be interesting. Because like I don't know how it's gonna work out, because it's meant to be like a very different way looking at venues or looking at spaces. So I'm assuming something train related is gonna happen. But so yeah, thank you. That is pretty exciting. Like it's a big deal to be commissioned by the Art Center. That is the famous sea bass pun. Yes, the C+. But it does mean though that I will be plenty busy, so there's only so much I can do, like we'll be busy all up to June doing stuff showing, and then if that goes well, like we might get the commission get continued later in the year. But yeah, that's gonna take up a fair bit of time, and I don't know how much time it will take necessarily. Oh, that's pretty. Until we work out what we're doing. That's really pretty. What are you? Hey, come back! A Queen Alexandra's bird wing. So we'll see. Like I think I could probably, depending on what I need to do, I can probably make it work because I'm very used to having multiple projects on the fly. Like this year is just a little bit different only because COVID, but even then I was like doing this, finishing up accounting and bookkeeping certificate, and just trying to survive because lockdown ate my soul. But yeah, I don't know. I need to talk to Maze about it. I was hoping Maze would be here to listen to me so I could enjoy the actual competition. But I'll talk to Maze about it. We'll see. So that was a whole lot of nothing. So yes, if you know any good ideas on how to money, do I have one scale? I would appreciate that. Sea buses Suzuki. Do they make the pun about like the car company? Oh, let it go. But that would be funny, yes. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. You know, build up this hype about like, oh yes, come hang out with me. Do some of the car company. Man, who writes these puns? Apparently the people who wrote the sea bass pun are sick of their own joke. They just need to do what they do with the squids. They just need to do what they do with the squids, which is give a few different ones. No, not you. So you don't feel like you're hearing the same joke over and over. But it's still hilarious. They say it's not Suzuki the car company, but Suzuki. Not the car. You did not fish out a car from the sea. Speaking of fishing out things from the sea, apparently we have sharks. Sharks are a thing now this season. I caught one on my personal island, which was very exciting. Very strange, but very exciting. I need to get some bait though. Do I have any bait? There's all this bait because of freaking Turkey Day. But I have all these gifts. I have a suggestion for anyone who's watching, which at this point probably is just my sound, but I'm gonna dub you in a little bit. Spread the word. Tell people about us, and maybe also ask your networks if a certain arts festival run on a certain video game called Animal Crossing wanted more money to pay its artists. What should they do? I can link them to us. Someone might have some good ideas. It's like Nintendo probably doesn't want to give us money because it's their IP, but a lot of other places don't want to give us money because they think it's Nintendo's problem. What do I do? What should we do? Like at least Jewelbox Performance to give us more money. I mean, now that we have like a sort of a decent idea of how much it costs to pay artists, and I've like run a few calculations, including giving people a bit of a pay rise. But again, only possible because of TNA. You don't have the money, but you know how to promote. That's us. Hey, it's Tuesday. How's it going, Tuesday? That does sound more frustrating. Yes. It's like, well, I mean, it could be fun if you got like a different game company to do it. Like I know Xbox has done stuff on Animal Crossing. Like, hey, come to our island and get like an Xbox logo. Like that's an amazing troll job. I'm still bummed that Gary Whitta never got back to us. You know, Mr. Animal Talking. Like I know he sort of like they kind of like put Animal Talking in a bit of a hiatus recently because of getting a bit burnt out. But I really want to be in that show. I got a zebra turkey fish. And like we did try AOC, but alas, AOC wasn't available. So yeah, even if you continue to promote, you can't promote. You've been like one of our biggest fans, honestly, you must sound. Like you've been so dedicated in showing up, and I think that makes a difference. But oh, tell us about your music, because I want to know more. We can do a sort of a slide promo while I go looking for sharks. That's going to be my mission now for the rest of the stream. Is looking for sharks. So now that I heard that it's a thing. Sharks. It's rolling out. I also like trying to find people who are available I could give feathers to. You can't really give feathers to people who are sitting down. I write shitty music no one listens to. Hey man, everything has an audience. There's an audience for everything. Like I didn't even think there'd be an audience for this video because I thought we'd like by the time Fringe finally rolled around. Oh god, swap it. What can I swap it with? I'll swap it with a toilet. By the time Fringe Fest rolled around. Not Fringe Fest. Oh yes, Fringe Fest actually, yes. I just completely with multiple Fringe Fests. By the time our festival rolled around, like Animal Crossing was not the hip new thing anymore. You know? Like people have moved on to Among Us or Fall Guys. Maybe they can't fare publicly. Ah, right, yes. That kind of thing's always tricky. They're like, oh, who's gonna care? And yeah, sure, audience was like a little bit small. But dedicated. It was really cool to watch. Alright, let's get rid of the sea bass. Yes, please. Ah yes, Among Us Fish. I mean, it would be funny. I feel like if you try to do a thing in Among Us or Fringe. Like I mean, I don't know that you could do like a whole festival necessarily. But I like to see them try. But you could potentially do like a bit. You know. Like, cause it starts like a game of intrigue too. Like you just like the thing about Fringe is that you could literally do anything. There's no one telling you not to. Like sure, people might protest against it, like the few times there's been like racist rubbish on Fringe. Because you know anyone can sign up. But Fringe doesn't really do a vetting process as such. And yeah, so you get rightly like the future was nice. Yay, thank you. But yeah, I could see it totally work as like a performance bit. Like even if we just like a couple of hours of gameplay, but you got like people who are super entertaining about it. Or you know, like even people like that are notable who aren't necessarily all gamers. Like how you know with our Fringe Fest we had like people all sorts of backgrounds, many of whom have not played Animal Crossing or have much to do with games, but they were just very entertaining to listen to and be around. Have that. Like you had like an actual conflict negotiator. Yeah. It's Australia. You know, like or like an actual astronaut player. I don't know. Among Us. That could actually be kind of funny. So stuff like that. I think there's a lot of potential for games to be part of arts Fringe festivals. Like I know there was like another game, kind of like game streaming thing that was happening. Forgot what, but they were doing a thing. But even just like I think the potential for Let's Plays. Yeah, but other people see like you know, like if you make like Let's Plays an art form. And I guess it's interesting because like previously in like Melbourne Fringe or there's probably every other Fringe festival, there's the expectation that the experience is live and in person. So like you probably wouldn't necessarily like I'm sure there's been like film screenings for example, but even then it's like they make an event out of it. Like sure, like go to this theater at blah 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 time and come watch a movie together, or it's like a very specific on these dates and times in this very specific venue. It's not so much oh we've put up this film online that you can watch at your leisure and that becomes part of the Fringe Festival. This year because of lockdown obviously they've changed all that, or they've had to change all that, and they built like a whole platform for it. And you had stuff like ours which was live but online. There was something like the People of Color Cabaret, which I watched, was pretty cool, which was recorded but also accessible only at certain times. It wasn't like a oh, you got this ticket, you can watch at your leisure. Per se, it's like you have to come on a specific time so that they will actually play the pre-recorded thing. Yeah. So I guess like there wasn't necessarily. I guess it theoretically could be possible, but even when you fill out the form for Melbourne Fringe, like the Eventotron, um, there's all these questions, like even this year, because the questions haven't changed that much. Thank you for letting me know. There's still stuff like when's the dates, where are you doing, what are you doing, like what, stuff like accessibility. It's like I don't know how to add accessibility because it's digital. Like I guess it's physically accessible. No one has to like navigate stairs to get anywhere. Couldn't get captions sorted, unfortunately. But like the questions haven't caught up, and I wonder now, if there is scope for we're doing a let's play or we're doing something that is an entirely digital experience. Can you promote that? Oh, Parker. How do you promote that? How do you navigate that? Can you do it? Like at first, Fringe wanted us to stream entirely on their platform. Like they were like very antsy about us using Twitch. They're like, oh no, we're building a dedicated platform, blah blah blah, and we were a bit like, well, how does stream on there? And so we went along. We were just like, about it. And it was only later when they were like, you know what? You guys are going to do it for 12 hours. I don't know that we can like hold a thing for 12 hours. Can you do it on Twitch? Like, yes, thank you for letting us do our original plan. And what they could have done was just embed the thing. Like they didn't embed it, they just had a link, which was a little bit strange on their part. Because you could totally have just embedded the thing. That means you kept people on the Melbourne Fringe page, but they're watching the thing from Twitch. But, everyone learns. But yeah, I wonder if there's like a scope now for like let's plays as part of a Fringe festival and not just like, I was going to say not a games festival, but what games festival let's plays? PAX, I think, maybe does some things where it's like, oh, all of these famous creators get together to play a game. Or like I know Game Grumps have done shows where it's basically recreating the experience but live. But I like to treat this was it. Oh my god, yeah, the accents were like our main problem. Maze and I tried it for our first one, and especially between like Marissa and I, who we both have sort of ambiguous, vaguely brown accents, doesn't pick it up. And that's what I wish people understood about stuff accessibility when they talk about stuff like that, is that it's not built for minorities, really. Not built at all. So how do you make it accessible when it's like an entire subcontinents of people who are excluded because they're not made for that? Are you like gonna get upset that people need to decide, you know what, these captions, what am I paying for something that doesn't understand my voice? Really makes accent get I am not surprised. A jester's cap. Oh no. Oh my god. Does it? You have questionable fashion sense. A tea dress. Oh, nice. That's a whole other conversation. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we started something. Or will this fade into obscurity? Or will it be a cult hit? I don't know. You can't really predict these things. You can't really like make a decision on it before anything happens, Oh, who I haven't seen today? I haven't seen Cat. Where's Cat? Oh, there's Cat. Cat blended in to the background. Hi! Aww. Everyone misses me. Can I give you a gift? Are you... Yeah, saying no, I can't do anything. Mira's home. We'll see. Yeah, it's hard to predict. Maybe this will be in the history book, or maybe we'll just be ignored. Mira! Oh, you got an ice cream! Where the heck are you getting this ice cream from? What is it? I'm gonna give you a random gift that I forget what's there. A label coat! Oh. There were sharks? Yes, there's sharks. I was gonna go hunting for them. and I got super distracted. ADHD, which I have, and therefore can make jokes about it. Woo. There's a whole bunch of sharks now. Have you caught many Tuesday? Caught one on my personal account. Just put things away. Alright, let's put. Oh, I still need to craft it. Blue storage. Blue storage. An eel, I think, will allow you. Oh yeah, I've seen that eel, the ribbon eel, right? Caught 3, nice. Yeah, there's an eel in there. I'll put you back. This is a mess. Hang on. Scintillating entertainment. I don't know why I don't have. Got a few more museum. You know this bug, the drone beetle, like on the tree? Oh my god, I can't seem to get a handle of those. Poor bladders with all the bugs. I remember Twitter catching an oarfish was a big. Oh my god, yeah. There was this Twitter thread from like an acquaintance who was talking about. I think I might have mentioned it on a previous stream. Where, yeah, I think I mentioned it on Turkey Day. Where it's like, oh no, I've got this pressure to be so competitive, blah blah blah. I'm like, the game is meant to be played over years. Like, you're not meant to finish all of this now. It only got this reputation finishing it now because we were all deciding to play this when we were in quarantine and I'm bored out of our skull. But yeah, there's like no rush. Don't. What's the Japanese name for the oarfish? Let's craft a bit. Oh man. So there's a YouTuber named Siva Gunner. You think Silva Gunner, but the L is actually an I. And they do like kind of like slightly troll job remixes of video game songs. And Igo no Sukai. What does that mean? I don't speak Japanese, but all the Japanese games are playing. One of them is that, you know, that song where when you just made something like, but he stretched it out for Messenger of the Palace of Dragon. Jesus Christ. That is pretty epic. Messenger of the Palace of Dragon King. Wow. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, so he does Sivagara does a remix of that song where you just crash it. He stretched it out for minutes. Or I feel like forever. And then at the very end, there's this, like a couple second clip of the first few bars of Toto's Africa. And like, you know, there's a whole bunch of us who saw the joke coming a mile away. Just like, oh, this is a Toto Africa joke. This is not Africa joke. Nope. Oh, there it is. And then that's it. Like, it never resolves. So that's what I think every time I hear that. Come on, I need a shark. No, I don't need more sea bass. I need a shark. Yeah, when you're Turkey, so I was like, you know what would improve the taste of this fish dish? A shark. Like, I had shark fin. Not bad, but... Ah, it's our folktale. There you go. Maybe I'll run into it when I play Okami again. At bottom of the sea. What, the palace or this oarfish? At the bottom of the sea is like a mystery. There's so much going on in there that no one has ever really figured out what's going on. Like, sure, people are making advances towards it, but can you ever really figure it out? Oh, they're aliens. Maybe the world is just flipped, and everything is space is actually above the sea. A squid! I never English. Is it going to be a never-ending supply of sea basses? I know, right? I mean, I guess to be fair, you try to write Messenger of the Palace of the Dragon King. Like, you'll use up all that space in that speech bubble. But that is video, I think. How do they translate the zebra turkey fish? Because that is a heck of a name. No. None of you are useful. No. Please, lady. That's what I'm curious about. Like, what does zebra turkey fish translate? Who do I have presents to yet? Julia didn't meet Nelva because they're sitting down. And I can't give them anything else right now. Mini shark. Or a shark. Turnips by the sea, no turnips yet. Turnips come on Sundays. Totally useless info you can't have. I mean, if you ever go to Japan, I mean, it sounds like you know Japanese, like enough to work out what's happening. Wait, this is an achievement. Okay, I'm gonna a seahorse. Let me just check. Yeah, I've got all of this already. You're gonna do? Do I have my diving suit on me? I do. I'm gonna sell off all of my fish first. I'm gonna go diving. Dragons. What is it with all this? Like, okay, so the oarfish is sending a message to what the dragon saying, oh, by the way, you're like dragon baby mama is pregnant with the seahorse. Is that the backstory? Yeah. I kind of curious to see how Toy Day goes. Jingle. Jingle your bells. It's just a name. I'm kind of curious to know like how the other translations go, because I know there's been a few different ones, and the one I remember in particular in the German one, Sahara is a lot less racist something. Like, I am so annoyed with Sahara in this game because there's such a caricature of Middle Eastern culture. Like, you know, the whole I'm an exotic carpet seller. Ooh, I got a muscle. It's been working out. Which is infuriating. And the thing, like in the earlier games, the canon is that Sahara's just like basically brown facing. Like, oh, there's Santa comedian, it's not real. But in Scallop, hey, that's Pascal. She's like more respectful. It's like, hi, assalamu alaikum. You can stream this game, yeah. If you came to the gala live stream, we spent like a couple of hours talking to Aya and Amani Nasim about climate change and coral reefs, and basically Maze was carrying me in the game while I was melting. No. Why do you leave? The deep kind. What's that truth? What the folks at the smoothie shop don't want you to know is they're just throwing things up. I mean, that's true though. Events are gonna be well, catch up on YouTube. Yeah, no, it's yeah, yeah. Sarah was not treated very well. I can catch up to the climate discussion on YouTube. Links are on our website, which Nightbot has just helpfully linked it for us. Yeah, but in the German translation, they've made her like more authentic. So that's cool. That's cool. Basically, like, do you like this is saying about like, do you want to know how the sausage is made? It's basically that. And I guess that's also like the smoothie thing is a very good description of our process making this. You know, it was like, oh, it's so well organized. Why just like literally just throwing things to a blender? Like poor Sulika. Sulika's like emailing us with like it's very like good questions about how the show's gonna work and do we have to be helpful for us? Like, oh my god, you are thinking you're much more professional than we are. We're just throwing things into a blender. Is what it is. Pascal speaks the truth. We are all just throwing things into a blender. An oak bar. Give me one of the weird ones. I want one of the weird ones. But the weird ones are gonna make me fight for it, which is annoying. But let's not be anemones. Let's be cuttlefish. Yeah, come on. Nori. Delicious, delicious nori. When will there be cooking in this game? I thought Turkey Day will. I'm not cooking, but there is no cooking and I was very disappointed. Oh, do you have that first language? But I had to say message to English. I understand the in jokes. See, I kind of feel like you should set your switch to German and see if new in jokes show up. Oh, that was coming. Because I'm just curious, like what the jokes are in German. There has to be. I feel like every language must have had snuck in something that you only unlock. Like I know the Japanese name for Leaf, my boy Leaf, is Reiji, which is literally just the word lazy but Japanified. And like what Melba is Adelaide for some reason. You already get like just keep Melba for Adelaide for it. Like, but that's her Melba's I guess, but in Japan. Her name is Adelaide. That's a good idea. Yeah, report back. I mean, if there's ever a Malay translation. Ooh, sea grapes. Hello, you're. Yeah, right. So I like to read like the Wikipedia, like not sort of just like a fandom wiki for items. There's a couple of items across it. And just like see what the names are. I know, right? My Malay is super rusty, and so I am. So I would have completely forgotten how anything works. I have Aussie, and my partner who doesn't play the game won't let me get rid of it. Bless. I think Mace is Aussie too. Matilda just moved into my personal island, replacing Snooty, who I didn't want to let go of, but I was like, oh, whatever. I'm not making an all Snoot website, all Snoot island. And I was like, God Snoot! God Snoot! I'm running Malay. You're Singaporean though, shouldn't you know like more Malay than maybe? Ah yes, a Gazami crab. What a gripping find. This feels like a translation reference I don't get. Vasan, you're our resident Japanese expert. Does Gazami mean anything? melalui Animal Crossing. Laluan Haiwan. Jalan Haiwan. Jalan Haiwan. Taman Haiwan! You don't know very school. It's a national language though. Oh my god. Like, I mean the Japanese name for the game. I don't know if it still is now, but I know this is more like Animal Forest. What is Hutan Haiwan. But that, like, I feel like Taman Haiwan. It was like in my island. Some events are considered popular. Ask me how you got them here. Like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember going over to your island when we did our live stream with you. And it's like, oh, you got like all the big ones. Raymond's still on mine. I'm not anything though. Not that I probably cared about Raymond, but once he like showed up, I was like, I'm keeping you. He can be, you know, I've got a Snoot Island, and I'm keeping him as our resident service string. Yeah, okay, so it's still got Islands of Friends. So Hutan Haiwan is just blah, but there's a very different connotation. But Taman Haiwan, you know, which is animal park, but it's also like, you know, like a very common like suburb name, you know, Taman something or other. Like I grew up. Let's gather animals of the forest. Mari kita bersatu. Haiwan hutan. Yeah, so you know how you get like, you know, Mansfield Park or something like as a very common town name, or not town, like suburb name. I grew up in Taman Pelangi, which is literally translated to Rainbow Park, and all the street names were like rainbow, like color theme. So I feel like Taman Haiwan would get the point across that you are in like an animal neighborhood, more than say Hutan Haiwan. It's just like, oh, are you like actually making it? Are you like doing something in the forest? So Nintendo, here you go. If you want like some free tips in return for artist money on a Malay localization, happy to provide. Although try to translate everyone's names would be interesting. You either do it one way where you keep the names, or you just change the names to make it like the fonts funnier. I don't know. Oh, whoops! Where am I going? I need to go see Blathers. I don't know what Blathers' Malay name would be. Bising. And that's just rude. Tuan. I don't know. What is owl in Malay? Burung. I can say burung, but I've got what? Oh, burung hatu. Which literally means ghost bird. Is how you translate owl in Malay. If I remember correctly, it's burung hantu, ghost bird. Which kind of fits the last, I think. Alright. I'm fine. Alright. I think I might do another like 20 minutes or so of this, because I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy. But okay, for the next 20 minutes, is there anything you want me to chat about, discuss, ask? Now's your chance. While I go diving some more. Couldn't find the shark's ass. More seaweed. And a spotted garden eel. A balloon. Let's catch a balloon. Crab. A gazami crab. Do you figure out like what the gazami crab pun is? So much crab. Let it go. That is good crabbing. God, I'm so sleepy. I still admire people who get to do this for hours on end. Like the 12 hours is definitely a challenge. Like if you were there the whole like Silica was, you probably would have seen me slowly. When Silica's out, this is crab. Okay, so it's probably just a part of the fight. It's a crab. I got a princess dress! Oops. Yeah, like if you saw like partway through the stream, so it was like the afternoon, I was just getting so loopy. Oh, that's so pretty! I'm also impressed with you and Mace for going all that time. Ha! Thank you. Thank you. I think having that break in the middle where Miss B took over really helped. Because otherwise I would have been extra loopy. Ah, good outfit. Hey, adventurous. Thank you. No, it's not easy. No, it's not. It was a challenge, but a challenge I was happy to do. Although I did say 20 minutes, I think my buddy is giving up, so I might have to call it now. But thanks for like hanging out with me. He was watching all the way. Oh, see, everyone's like family like watched it. I just never told my family about it. So I kind of was like, oh, we should tell my parents or told my sister. My sister would have known because she follows me on Facebook, but I didn't like tell anyone. Well, thank you everyone who brought like your family along. That was very sweet of you. I might call it actually. Sorry, I said I was going to 3:30 and then my buddy has other plans. But thank you for joining me. I'll try to do something for the Toy Day, which is the 24th, but maybe sooner. I don't know. ACNH Fringe.cc for all your link needs. Don't have anything else to promote at this point. Maybe we'll have something in the future. Otherwise, we will talk to you later.